Welcome to GatorZone.com. I'm Chris Harry. He's Scott Carter. We're in the swamp where I'm not sure what we just watched, but the end result was a 36-30 triple overtime win for the Florida Gators over the Kentucky Wildcats. They kept the 28-game winning streak in the series intact, and I'm not sure how they did it, Scott, but the people in the swamp tonight were treated to quite a wild evening.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the way the season's opened up, it's been wild from the start. We didn't have a game the first week, then we had a blowout, and then, of course, tonight, 3 overtime game, first one in Florida football history, and to get the win, 36-30, but, I mean, they had to really earn it. This was a Kentucky team that the Gators talked about this week being improved. We saw that tonight. I mean, it is definitely a Kentucky team that's improved, but still one that lost for the 28th consecutive time to the Gators tonight. And, you know, Will Muschamp afterward, I mean, he basically said, hey, in games like this in our league, you're going to have a game like this. I mean, you got to win them. And last year we saw Florida have some of these games that didn't win them. Tonight they pulled it out, so is that a good omen for the future? You know, we'll find out certainly starting next week at Alabama and, you know, the rest of the season.
Well, it's better to win a game like that than lose a game like that. And a couple times it looked like the Florida Gators might lose this game. 4th and goal from the 9-yard line. Jeff Driscoll throws a 9-yard touchdown pass to Demarcus Robinson. Incredible play by Demarcus Robinson, incredible night for Demarcus Robinson.
Yeah, it really was a career-high 15 catches, tied the school record that stood since 1969, Carlos Alvarez down in Miami. So, I mean, that kind of just shows you what kind of night he had. Talked to him after the game in the locker room. He said in high school, you know, he had some good stats. He came here, obviously, as a highly touted recruit. He said he never had a game like tonight. 216 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the one that he did grab in the 9-yard touchdown from Driscoll in the corner of the end zone as the play clock wound down. I mean, it kept the Gators alive. I mean, if he doesn't make that, game's over. So he kind of showed that playmaking ability that we've always heard about, but we've been seeing it for the last couple of weeks.
How about Matt Jones? He had another big night. He had a big night at Kentucky last year. He had another big night against Kentucky tonight. But it seemed like Kurt Roper, although the Gators put up over 500 yards, they kind of said at the end of the game, heading into overtime, let's just run the ball. Let's give the ball to the horse.
Yeah, Jones looked really good the whole night. You could tell that last drive when they got the ball at the 25, they score, they win the game. 4 straight carries to Matt Jones. He put it in with the 1-yard run to close it. Finished with the 158 yards. I think it's probably his most yards since his career game up in Kentucky last year. But, I mean, this is a guy in the first couple of games. He looks totally different than the guy we saw in the last season before he got hurt and missed the second half of the season. He looks healthy. He looks like that power back that he recruited. And tonight, they put the ball in his hands with the game on the line, and he won it.
Let's talk a little bit about the defense. Somewhat of a mixed bag. The Kentucky Wildcats cranked out 450 yards of total offense. They hit a couple big third down plays. But at the same time, the Gators forced 3 turnovers and ended up forcing that field goal that McGinnis missed toward the end of the game to give the Gators a chance to win it on offense.
Yeah, like you said, it was a flip of the coin there. On one side, it was a good performance getting those turnovers. After forcing 5 in the opener, they get some more tonight. But Will Muschamp talked after the game. The defense broke down some in the back end, gave up 6 explosive plays that totaled 173 yards. You can bet those guys will be watching a lot of film and talking about that all week because they're going to have to be at the top of their game when they go up to Alabama this coming week. And so there's some things to work on, certainly defensively. I'm sure the offense will take a look at some things that took, Driscoll a little while to warm up, but he ends up with a career-high 295 yards. We obviously mentioned Robinson's big night. So there's some things they can take out of this game, but they will have to do some things better when they go up to Alabama.
Once again, it's a lot better to process this stuff after winning a triple overtime game versus the alternative. The Gator Zone will be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama next week when the Gators take on the Crimson Tide. We hope you're with us. We'll see you next week.